Happy eclipse season, Taurians. Let's take a look and find out what you need to know. A world card flipped out for you. Beautiful. This will be what Taurians need to know at this time as we approach the end of 2020 and prepare for 2021, as we await a solar eclipse in Sagittarius at the new moon on the 14th. And it is also for whenever the messages may find you and resonate. So I'm recording in the second week of December 2020, but as always, the messages could resonate at any time. And as always, the reading is for Taurians of any kind. Interesting. Pisces just had the Eight of Wands there, and I've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled since they're reading Taurians. And here is yours. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. The World card crossed with the Temperance card, with the Eight of Wands, fast progress and forward movement, speed in the past, leading to this sort of leveling up with the World card, this completion of a major life cycle. In your higher mind, your crowning thoughts, when your ego is quiet, what you know there is represented by the Four of Cups reversed. Your advice card is the Ten of Cups reversed. And the King of Wands upright is going to be, is in the future position here for you, Taurians. Possibly a card of entrepreneurship. Let's take a deeper look. So Taurians, what I see is that you're ready to be very influential at this time. Maybe ready to start a business when we see the King of Wands of some sort, but certainly ready to connect, to network, to socialize, and to persuade others, show others why they should also be invested in, passionate about, interested in at least the things that are fueling you. And that is our outcome. That is in the future. What takes you to that place is, I believe, reassessment of what it is that you truly want next, Taurians. There is a sense here of you having the world in the palm of your hands. There is a sense here of the world being your oyster. You certainly have an invitation to celebrate this sense of leveling up, as I already said, this sense of completing some type of major cycle in your life, a major life cycle. You do not want to shy away from that opportunity here, to choose for yourself what is next for you, and to celebrate the fact that you have those choices and those options now, that you have this new perspective on the world. I think you had been in a state of withdrawal in the past, or many of you may have had the tendency to withdraw when faced with this level, this intensity of in a decision, right? And the advice is to keep in mind that this decision, what is next for you, what you will seek to gain from the world now that you have this new perspective, have this new ability to manifest more, is it's not about shared fulfillment. It's not about what someone else wants or what you want with someone else. That doesn't mean that you can't be with someone else if you are, as you progress forward, as you celebrate, as you decide what's next, as you influence others in the future about what's next. In fact, you know, with the King of Wands showing up, you may be feeling very familial. You may be feeling very focused on becoming a family man or a family woman, or in honoring those traits about yourself that you already possess. That may be what's next for you. But the point here with the Ten of Cups reversed, I believe, is that the decision is yours alone, and you are in a great space to make it. I do think you deserve and need the celebration that we're talking about, Taurians, but what you already have is this quiet, effortless focus and patience and precision that we see in the Temperance card, something that in my last reading, I believe it was one of the two that I've already done, we talked very much about trying to achieve that quiet focus, that effortless flow in sort of a stillness that creates a very delicate but necessary balance. And what we see here for you, Taurians, is while that's some signs, some people's whole message is that they're seeking that balance, you are resting in it, resting on it, enjoying that balance already. So a perfect space and place for you to come from in making the decision about what is next for you. But there really is an urge, an encouragement to make that decision on your own. And I can immediately see how that may be a tricky message to receive, let alone, you know, obviously then a tricky thing to actually do. To focus only on what you want to be next for you if you are with someone, if what you want next is something with someone else. But again, there is an urge to make the decision, to envision the picture, to ask yourself what it is that's next for you, what you would truly enjoy next of all the things that you can manifest, because there are many. On your own and without influence from anyone else. Some of you with the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, the lesson that you're learning at this time is about what you want and what you like, and how to identify and realize and own and share and enjoy what you like and what you want without any involvement from others, without any approval from anyone else, without any worry to anyone else's judgment or criticism about what you want, what you possibly for some of you need, about your decision as far as what's next for you. It is yours and yours alone. That is clear here. And it's leading you again to this place of being a passionate influencer over those whose attention you would like to direct, get a piece of. And this absolutely can be representative of a family man. So it can be influential in your own family if that's the type of goal that you're feeling is next for you, that you end up deciding is next for you. That masculine fire energy there, can be fast moving, can be in and out of situations, is very feisty. So I think this decision that you're making for yourself about what's next, using your new perspective on the world, your abilities to manifest, gives you a new life in a way, gives you a new vitality, a new spark, allows you to approach others with a fierceness, a certainty, a confidence, that you haven't always possessed, a charisma that you haven't always possessed. Yeah. So opening up and feeling more social and more capable in spite of all of the changes in the world in general, in spite of the limitations when it comes to socializing for so many still. And also with the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, I would venture to say that this is very likely a message for some who have completed some type of a course, some type of education, or are looking into doing that next. So either that has to do with the major life cycle completion, or with this new capability and perspective on the world, that is the decision you're making as far as what's next for you, to go back to school, to start a new course of some type, at least to begin learning as a student again. And maybe for some of you, we're talking about both. It could be a back-to-back, a decision to finish one degree and start the next, finish one class and take another, something like that. And in any case, you are learning what you like now, what you want now, what is next for you, and how to make those decisions on your own. But specifically for a lot of you, we mean in terms of education too. I think many of you are with a partner, or if you aren't, you have someone in mind or some type of ideal relationship in mind. And I think that that's where the urgency comes from, to remember that this isn't anyone else's decision, it's only yours. At this time, you need to make it with yourself in mind primarily, what is meant for you, and rather than who is meant for you. And yet that it could also be, certainly also be referring to family members, to friends, to groups of any kind that you have an attachment to, or feeling like you would like, again, their approval, or to do the same things that they're doing for some reason. So even if it's in that sense with friends and family members, there's still a definite urge to keep in mind that this decision should be about you, and it should come from you. That in your higher mind, when your ego is quiet, in your crowning thoughts, you know you don't want to miss this opportunity. But when your ego is not quiet, it could absolutely be something that is influencing you to think that you want to stay where your friends are, or you want to do something that will mesh with the job you already have, or that your family will approve of, or that will allow you to be near or stay with a partner, something like that. Those are just easily accessible examples, so I hope you will take them as such, and you will hear the example in those things. But it's something like that. It's some type of bond, attachment, belief having to do with someone else or others in general that make this message appropriate for you, that make it appropriate to remind you that this is the type of decision that is really just about you. And if you can get in touch with that higher self, that higher knowing, that you don't want to miss the opportunity to celebrate what you've just accomplished, and to make your own individual decision about what comes next for this person, for yourself, for someone who has the ability to manifest so much more for themselves than they once could. If you can get in touch with that, and you have a hold of that feeling that no, you don't want to miss those opportunities, that opportunity, then you should be able to know in that what that means is not allowing the decision to be influenced by anyone else. Taking a hold of that decision, making it for yourself, that is the opportunity you don't want to miss. If you celebrate and you make the next decision, but you do it all in accordance with someone or someone's else, then it's really sort of just a different way of missing the opportunity, right? That it is about making that decision and making those moves based on your beliefs, based on your goals, based on your view of the world now. And something worth saying is that depending on what type of major life cycle you've just graduated from, whether it was school or a relationship or just a stage in your life that you've overcome or successfully moved through, it may have greatly changed your worldview. And so the reason you may need to be advised not to let someone else influence your decisions and your celebrations now is because many of the people who you care about, who care about you, or the people surrounding you and watching your next moves may not understand them because they don't understand how your worldview has shifted recently, Taurians. And because again, it's happened very quickly with the Eight of Wands here in the past. Messages, movement, progress, expedited progress has led you to this point of graduation very quickly. It's happened in a rush. There hasn't necessarily been time to think or to explain. There's been time to act, time to take advantage of, and it's put you in exactly the position you would have wanted it to. You've learned a major lesson with that Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You've learned a major lesson that's just sort of opened up the floodgates of progress, is what it looks like with the Eight of Wands there in the past. So no wonder it's really no wonder that I have this sense of peace coming through with the Temperance card. You're very, very pleased with that. You know where you're headed next. It looks like the only pitfall could possibly be allowing someone else or other people that you fancy yourself sharing your abundance and your fulfillment with, questioning your decision, criticizing your decisions, even criticizing your celebration and or your decision about what's next, where you'd like to go next, what you'd like to learn next, who you'd like to help next. Again, someone or multiple people may just not understand this new worldview that you've adopted now. And to recoil because of their opinions, to begin to question yourself, to withdraw, is less than you want, is less than the life that you want to lead now, Taurians. You're ready for what's next. You may not be ready for the realization that not everyone can come with you, who you pictured there with you. And it may be a matter of not everyone can understand why you're going where you're going next, why you're moving, how you're moving next. And they may choose not to remain in the picture of your life, or on this path with you because of that. And while that is not ideal immediately and is not what you pictured, it doesn't change the fact that the opportunity to celebrate and progress your own life according to your own liking is here now. And when your ego is quiet, you know that that's worth everything, and you don't want to compromise that, no matter who does or doesn't understand, no matter who does or doesn't accompany you forward. The fast movement isn't going to stop. From the Eight of Wands to the King of Wands, it doesn't look like the pace slows at all for you moving through December and into 2021, Taurians. So get ready to keep stepping without having time for explanations, as has been the case, it looks like so far, leading you here. It's time to move. It's time to move. You can't unsee this view of the world. You cannot unlearn the lesson or lessons that you have just learned moving through the stage you've just moved through. And you can't force that same worldview or those same lessons on anyone else, no matter how badly you may feel that you need them to understand. All that you can do is exhaust the both of you and halt your progress and ask for your own development and evolution to be plateaued while you work through those emotions, if that's the case. There's a path here for you that wants you, there's a path in front of you that asks you to bypass all of that and to just keep moving. I have so much love for you, Taurians. I'm so excited for us. I'm a Taurus, Sun, Mercury, and Venus, and I have chills all over me almost the entire second half of this reading. I'm excited for us, and I will be back with more messages for us just as soon as I can be. Happy holidays, and until next time, take care, Taurians.